won't realise how important it is unless you're actually out there. So I am a first time backpacker. Hi guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome back. I'm Sapphire and my channel name is Sapphire Mia. I'm in a taxi right now going to Chiang Mai, but I thought I'd do a separate video just to introduce myself a little bit and kind of explain and tell you guys what it's like being a first time backpacker. I wrote down some notes of things that may help you, and it's definitely helped me these past few weeks of being in Thailand and Vietnam. I wanted to do a longer extended trip, maybe go to some other places with other countries, but I've got commitments back in the UK and I'm also quite homesick, so maybe I'll come back and do a second time round, second backpacking experience sort of thing. But here are some things that I've learned. They are quite important and it gets more important towards the end. Pack as much as you think you need. People will tell you, oh, don't overpack, don't underpack, don't do this, don't do that. Just pack as much as you think you need. Just be aware if you do overpack and you see any souvenirs or you go to any night markets, you want to bring back some stuff for your friends and family back home, that you probably won't have enough space in your backpack to take things back. But definitely be aware of overpacking. Pack as much as you think you need, because everything that I've packed I definitely need and I've definitely used, and I'm glad that I bought it. There are loads of night markets everywhere selling clothes, selling souvenirs, and you'll want to buy everything because it's so cheap. Just be mindful of that. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your backpack will hurt. I've got a big backpack and I've got a little backpack which is still heavy. I've got everything in there. Both are indeed very heavy to carry around. I can walk for about 5 minutes maximum with both backpacks, but even still it is extremely hard to walk long distances, especially in the heat as well, so be aware of that. My mic died, so I have to really shout. You'll put up with a lot more in a different country than you would back home. Things that usually scare you, gross you out, weird you out, things that you wouldn't necessarily like back home, you kind of get used to it traveling. Try to talk to as many locals as you can. You can really get a feel for the culture, the country, the people. Just talk to people, you'll get used to it, and try and learn the language as well. It's really easy with repetition, you can learn, especially if you talk to the locals. Just be aware of Grab and Bolt scams. That one is a big thing. I've been scammed a few times with taxi drivers and Bolt and Grab and things like that. It happens everywhere. It happens a lot more here, but it does happen everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. You need to book a tour. If you intend to see landmarks, if you intend to go places, it's just easier, unless you have a motorbike, in which case I won't recommend driving because it's quite busy. Book tours because you get to see everything in one day. You get to go around, see all the landmarks, and then all the other days that you wanted to see them, you can now use that time to relax. Book that tour, especially if you're a solo traveller and you want new people to meet. You meet them on the tour as well, which is so good. You won't get everything done unless you're really disciplined. You will not get everything done. You won't get all the landmarks checked off. You won't check off every last thing in your itinerary. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Maybe if you go back to the country again, you might be able to fill out everything that you've missed. I'm quite lazy. Unless I booked a tour, I probably wouldn't have seen everything as well. I'm an introvert and I'm really scared of meeting new people, but with practice, I've been able to put myself out there a lot more, and I've been able to make friends more easily. Small talk is important. Small connections are really important traveling abroad. You won't realise how important it is unless you're actually out there and you get kind of bored and lonely. So yeah, definitely get used to the small talk, get used to the same old conversations all the time. Traveling, where have you been, where are you going, what's your route, how long you've been here. It's all questions that people get tired of, but you kind of have to, just to get a gauge of the person, and also you'll get used to it out here, honestly. Right, this one is very important, and please stay with me because I've heard so many different things, but this is very important and it will save you from doing something so silly, okay? When you go to another country, your SIM card from back home will not work in that country. You need to make sure that you get a SIM card with internet. I've had so many people online saying that if you go to 7-Eleven, you're able to find a SIM card which is cheaper than the ones you get in the airport. wrong. I did not buy my SIM card from the airport thinking that I can get a better deal at 7-Eleven. I went to a 7-Eleven after I got off the Sky train. I think I got on the Sky train, or it might have been BTS. It went overland. I think it is called the Sky train. I got off it, thought I was in the city centre. I had no idea where I was going. I had no internet. I had no maps. I had no Google Maps, no maps, nothing. No internet. So in other words, I was basically stranded and I had to get a tuk-tuk. I had no way of getting a Bolt, a Grab, nothing. I was walking around with no SIM card. So I finally managed to find 7-Eleven, and the 7-Eleven I went to said that they sell a SIM card for about the same price as the airport. Get your SIM card from the airport. Do not, I repeat, do not go to 7-Eleven. I managed to find a 7-Eleven in Ascot, but it was a big 7-Eleven. The little 7-Elevens, I wonder how many times I've said 7-Eleven, but the smaller stores, they were all sold out, especially it being high season as well. And it was the true SIM, so it ended up being the same ones that they sell at the airport, and it really wasn't much cheaper. So just save yourself the panic, save yourself the time, get your SIM card at the airport. Don't be a bitch, get it at the airport so you don't have to think about it after. Locks are necessarily, but it's not that important. You can leave your stuff outside, no one is going to take it, no one cares about your belongings here. But just for that extra security, I'd say bring padlocks, but I've never had to use it, and I've been here for 3 weeks. But what is important are carabiners, and you'll thank me later. Make sure you have your carabiners at the ready because you'll need it. I've attached so many things outside my backpack and it's just easily accessible. Microfiber towels is a game changer. Everywhere I've been to has offered me a towel, but microfiber towels dry quickly, they just do the job, they're lightweight, compact, they are good. And you never know, you might need it, so definitely bring a microfiber towel, but I've barely used it. People have lied to me, sunscreen is not that expensive here. It is expensive, but it's about the same price as what you get in the UK. I've managed to find some pharmacies that sell sunscreen. You can't find the sunscreen with the non-whitening agents in regular shops, in Watson's or 7-Eleven. You can find the ones without the whitening agent in the pharmacy. It's about the same price, between 10 to 15 pounds, euros, whatever you use, dollars. Anti-sickness tablets do not work. Money in Thailand is like a monopoly money. If you're not careful, you'll spend it all. Everything's so cheap here. Just be aware. You'll think you're spending less, but really you're spending more. Especially if you have no self-control like me. Be aware. Monopoly. Unpopular opinion, but solo travelling is cool, but expensive. Travelling as a couple, you both get to split. Even if it's with a friend, you both get to split down the middle. It's cheaper. Travel with people if you want to save money. If you like your freedom, travel by yourself. I personally love my freedom. I can wake up when I want, I can do what I want, but if you do meet friends here, then you won't have your freedom anymore. And lastly, I will do an updated version when I have been more seasoned as a solo traveller. The drive from Chiang Mai to Pai is lethal. I did not listen. It's a lot, it's shaky, there's a lot of bends. I heard somewhere that I think it's about 788 bends in the road, so constantly you're swaying, you're moving, especially if you sit in the back. It's horrible. Anti-sickness tablets on deck, please. Even though they don't work, they just knock you out. They just make you tired. And I took 3. The whole trip, I slept like a baby. Yeah, that's all I have time for. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is all I've learned being a backpacker for the 2-3 weeks I've been out here. I'm off to the Lantern